You know, it was a phenomenon at the end of 2024. Returning to the merry old land of Oz in Wicked. That's right. So,
Yeah.
this year we have the sequel, Wicked for Good, coming. This comes to us via Variety from director John M. Chu. This movie takes us past the point where the girl in the blue getting him dressed from Kansas drops in. That's right. So we're going to have Dorothy herself show up. So Wicked producer Mark Platt talked about the movie's effect on the stage show. He said, you should know, Wicked in its 22nd year on Broadway is having its best year and highest grosses ever. So the success of the movie is actually helping the Broadway show, and Universal's president of domestic distribution, Jim Orr, said, I've never had more people reach out with their emotional reactions to a film than the first Wicked. So there was a trailer shown. They didn't release it to us, but the description is Elphaba is studying the Grimoire, which is the sacred text of Oz. Glinda has been taken under the wing of the wizard and Madame Morble. And we also know Glinda warns Elphaba that they're coming for her because at the end she was an enemy of Oz. It also shows Glinda's way into Furio. And then, here's something interesting. Dorothy, the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion are shown arriving in Oz and presenting themselves to the wizard. And then we had a scene between Elphaba and Glinda where she says, you're the only friend I've ever had, Elphaba says. And Glinda says, and I've had so many friends, but you're the only one who mattered. So we also had a poster.
Nice.
For the movie that was shown at CinemaCon. Their costumes are clearly different. And look, the Wicked logo, half of it's green, half of it's pink. Almost like, this is almost like musical version of Captain America Civil War. Like, what's going to happen between these two?
Yeah.
So look, I was shocked at how good I thought the first Wicked was. I think the idea of them leading up to Wizard of Oz to where we'll actually have the main characters sounds really cool. But people have said second half is not that great, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe they'll make some alterations so that it isn't like that.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
They're already adding new songs that wasn't in the Broadway one. So, yeah, not to discount you, but since you have not seen Wicked, you really don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, no, I don't. And honestly, this is something I just don't have an interest in. Around when it was coming out, and it was a big talk, there were a couple times where I was just like, I just don't care. And people seemed like offended that I didn't care. It's like I said, not everything has to be for everyone, and I don't need Wicked in my life. I don't need that to be a thing. There are too many good movies of us to see all of them. So some of us aren't going to see all the good movies. It might be good, but I'm probably just not going to watch it unless someone makes me someday.
I mean, did we ever talk about doing like an Oscar type show where we?
I
mean, technically, if we ever did that, you would have to.
Yeah, I would. For science, for the sake of the podcast, if next year we do an Oscar thing and For Good is nominated, I will watch them.
You know what I just feel is going to happen?
What's that?
I feel like we're going to have a Last Jedi, Force Awakens type situation where people are so unhappy about this next one that they turn on the first one.
Yeah, which that would be really silly because it sounds like there's already like a fandom of people who like Wicked but think that the second half isn't as good.
Guys, if you don't like part 2, just watch The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
There you go.